What's up, my cruisers? Thank you for tuning in another video. And this one, I'll be changing out my rear stabilizer links. Got these moved from Amazon. It comes in a 2-set. So I'll be showing you how to change them. My first time doing it myself, so here's a new one. We're just gonna put that in right there. So install them. So first what I did was I went on Toyota 80 Series USA on Facebook, and I posted a post on the discussion board asking what should I do. Some people said just throw it away, but since I camp and trail a lot, I decided I'd keep it and get some because I didn't want too much sway when I'm going in hard turns and stuff because of all the weight I'm carrying. So I looked at some of the suggestions and I decided just to buy it on Amazon because they had it on there, and I showed you earlier it was only $39, so bought it. So here we go. So first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a 14mm socket, and I'm using an extension right now just for extra leverage. And then, or if you don't have one, you can use a 9/16 if you don't have any metric. But we're gonna go use the 14, and I believe it fits this and that, so we should be good on that. So here we go. So for this first part right here, I didn't have to remove the top bolt because it was already broken off. The washer was already broken off along with the rubber gasket, so I just took it off. Then I put on the new bar. So what I did was I just slid it into place, and then I screwed on the bottom bolt, tightened it up, and then I tightened up the top bolt, and then that was it. It was pretty much straightforward for the first part. Since I already had that broken on top, all I had to do was just wiggle it out and then screw everything back in place. So I ended up having to take off the washer on this side, on the top part of the first bar, because I put it on the wrong way. So I put it back on and then I retightened it back up. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the first end link. So on the Swaybar. So now we're gonna move on to the other side. I believe it was we're going to do the passenger side this time. So for the passenger side, it was a little bit more difficult because I had to remove the bracket, as you can see right here, because I couldn't find a way to get that top piece off, because it was that OEM bolt is just like on there, which I'll probably show you in a minute. But I ended up removing the bracket, which I'll show you right here. So if you look right here, this is the OEM, I'm guessing. And then the new one, see, it looks a little different because that has a removable nut. So I ended up having to saw it off. So after I sawed it off, like 5 hours later, well, it took like an hour. So you're gonna put the bracket back into place, put the screws back into place, and just tighten everything back. Screw in the bottom bolt. The bracket in, and you're gonna screw on the end link with the top bolt on top. Make sure the washer is on top too. So I put it on the wrong side. Make sure it's on the right side. It's gonna be 12mm bolts for the brackets. Just make sure they're tight. I tightened everything down probably like 2 or 3 times on each side, just to make sure, because I was just hand tightening it. I didn't use any power tools. And yeah, it was pretty much straightforward as far as screwing everything back into place. The hard part was taking the stuff off, but once you get it off, it's pretty much easy to put back in. Yeah, I think I've used a combination of 12, 13, and even 14 bolts along with the 9/16. So not really sure if that's just for me, or I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but I ended up having to use like 3 different bolts. And I went for a quick test drive. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, share, comment down below if you got any questions, and I'll see you on the next one.